The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled judges in lower courts have limited ability to block presidential orders, opening the door for the Trump administration to no longer grant automatic citizenship to everyone born on American soil.
미국 연방대법원은 도널드 트럼프 행정부의 출생시민권 폐지 행정명령 효력을 정지한 하급법원의 판단이 미국 전체에 적용되는 건 아니라고 판결했습니다. 이에 따라 앞으로 일부 주에서는 트럼프 대통령의 행정명령대로 미국에서 태어나도 자동으로 시민권이 주어지지 않을 예정입니다. Let's have a look at this story.
Yeah, so before you go running to judgment, thinking that the U.S. is going to immediately sort of eliminate birthright citizenship, that's not what the court actually ordered here. So if you look at what the decision actually was by the Supreme Court, was that it ruled that lower courts in the states, they cannot argue against these presidential executive orders immediately. So it's a procedural sort of decision, which gives presidents a little more space to act with their executive orders and how these are challenged in lower courts in the future. That's what the Supreme Court ruled on today. And it just so happened that this case was brought to the Supreme Court based on these states and these rights groups that sued the Trump administration for this executive order, which they deem is illegal. It goes directly against the Constitution, which in the U.S. Provides citizenship to anyone that is born on American soil.
네, 미국의 연방 대법원의 이번 판결이 그러니까 출생 시민권 하나에 대한 판결이 아니고요. 이 하급 법원의 어떤 그동안 미국의 대통령이 내리는 행정명령을 거부할 수 있는 권한을 좀 줄이는 그런 판결입니다. 그러다 보니까 그러면은 기존의 하급 그 법원에서 트럼프 대통령이 얘기하는 출생 시민권을 주지 말자라는 것을 거부한 그 권한이 있었거든요. 거부할 수 있었고 거부를 하려고 했었고, 근데 그게 이제 기각이 되거나 그대로 유지가 되지 않을 수 있는 경우들이 많이 생길 것이다라는 얘기죠. So as it says in the headline, it has opened the doors for this to happen, which means there's a possibility that people born in the US from other countries will not be given the US birthright. But it's not in all cases. And it really depends.
No, because this will be challenged, for years and decades to come. And it doesn't only apply to this birthright citizenship case either. So any future executive order that any president issues, this would be applied to that.
그렇죠. 우리나라에서는 사실 원정 출산 그 이야기가 예전부터 많이 있었고 또 이조차도 우리나라에서 많은 또 논란을 빚은 그런 주제이기도 한데 원정 출산은 그냥 지금부터 전혀 못한다 이거는 아니지만 이게 좀 어려워질 수는 있겠다. 특정 주에서는 특히 기존의 대통령의 행정명령을 거부할 수 있었던 하급 법원의 권한이 많이 줄어들다 보니까 만약에 이제 트럼프 대통령이 이제 시민권 주지 마라고 하면은 일부 주에서는 그걸 그냥 받아들일 수밖에 없는 상황이 되니 그런 곳에서는 출생 시민권이 주어지지 않겠죠. 가능성이 지금 열렸다는 것이고 이거 하나만이 아닙니다. As you said earlier on, this is going to apply to any executive order that the president declares. And so now it looks like the president has more power, would you say?
In a way, for a temporary time being until it's challenged in lower courts.
Right, okay. All right, well, let's have a look at this limited ability. We're not talking about the limited ability of the president, but the limited ability of lower courts.
To take on these sort of cases. It's when you're restricted in your capacity or your skill to perform this sort of action. So if something's limited, you don't have that the ability to fight something in a fully developed or without these constraints in its scope in this case.
제한적이다, limited. Have limited ability는 제한적인 권한을 갖게 된다. And what about granting something?
Yeah, if you grant something, it's a formal way of saying you're giving or allowing something officially, usually, to happen or as a favor. It gives you permission or these sort of rights to do something.
Exactly. 공식적으로 무언가를 허락해주거나 허가, 승인한다라는 의미인데요. 자, grant 뒤에 여기는 automatic citizenship가 나왔습니다. 자연적으로 미국에서 태어나면은 미국 시민권이 주어지는 그런 권한이 아니면 그런 이제 권리가 꼭 주어지진 않을 수 있겠다.
Right.
이런 얘기죠?
Right? It's like the genie in Aladdin grants 3 wishes.
Ah,
right?
that's right.
Yeah.
소원을 들어주다. 그때도 grant wishes. All right. Well, here's the headline again. The US Supreme Court has ruled judges in lower courts have limited ability to block presidential orders, opening the door for the Trump administration to no longer grant automatic citizenship to everyone born on American soil. And let's move on to the next headline.
Heat waves sweeping across southern Europe have pushed temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius in some countries, prompting several regions to consider banning work activities during the hottest hours of the day.
폭염에 시달리고 있는 남유럽에서 기온이 섭씨 40도를 넘기는 나라도 나오자 일부 지역에서는 낮 시간대에 실외 노동을 금지하는 방안을 고려 중인 것으로 알려졌습니다.
Yeah, we talked about heat waves sweeping across the U.S. last week, but now it seems that Europe, especially in southern Europe, countries there are facing these hot temperatures. Places like in Italy, where some of the hottest hours of the day were observed. Also in Spain, June is on track to become one of the hottest months on record. Temperatures in Seville and other southern areas climbing to 42 degrees, believe it or not. And experts say the frequency and intensity of these heat waves increasing is largely part to climate change.
All right. Well, let's have a look at prompting several regions to do something.
Yep, so officials were prompted or they were caused or brought about to issue these sort of warnings into this action when you're prompted to do something.
Prompt, P-R-O-M-P-T. Prompt someone to do something. 누군가로 하여금 무엇을 하게 하다라는 뜻이 있는데요. 이게 우리가 이제 요즘에는 AI 챗봇 이용하면서도 참 많이 쓰는 단어죠. 그 지시어들을 또 prompt라고 하기도 합니다. 우리가 그 뭐 챗GPT라든지 이런 챗봇들한테 이거 해달라라고 하는 거니까요. 자, 그다음에 consider.
Consider. So officials are asking regional governments, you would assume, to consider banning work activities. So to think about it carefully when making a decision or forming an opinion. And that's what you do when you consider.
고려하다, to consider. Well, here's the headline again. Heat waves sweeping across southern Europe have pushed temperatures above 40 degrees Celsius in some countries, prompting several regions to consider banning work activities during the hottest hours of the day. Because we don't want any more accidents to occur.
No.
People have already been injured. Well, not injured, but have been falling sick because of the hot weather. Now let's move on to the final headline.
A new study finds that a suitcase's wheels can carry almost 58 times more bacteria than a public toilet seat, with the underside and handles also exposed to high levels of germs.
여행용 가방의 바퀴에 공중 화장실 변기보다 58배나 많은 세균이 있으며 바닥면과 손잡이에서도 높은 수준의 세균이 검출됐다는 조사 결과가 나왔습니다.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yes, ew, right? You know, it's funny, these sanitation sort of related stories always compare things to a public toilet seat because it's probably considered one of the dirtiest sort of bacteria-ridden places on Earth in a way, I guess. But a suitcase's wheels apparently are just as, if not 60 times, nearly 60 times more dirty than a public toilet seat. Because, of course, the wheels are the part that touch the pavement, touch the ground, as well as if you bring your suitcase into a bathroom or restroom, it's touching the toilet floors, which is filthy. This black mold can easily sort of hitch a ride on the wheels as well. So make sure you either clean those suitcase wheels or you can buy like these shower caps, these plastic wraps that you can put on individual wheels as well. Or just make sure you wash your hands very often when you travel and when you deal with luggage.
그래요. 그 여행용 가방 바퀴 커버 이런 것도 따로 판매하잖아요.
They
요즘에
do,
그런 dollarshop 같은데 저렴하게도 쉽게 구할 수 있습니다. 그래서 그걸 이제 씌우는 게 좋겠네요.
Yeah.
네.
Especially when you store it at home too, right?
그러게 말입니다. 가끔 뭐 미드 같은 데 보면은 이제 여행 다녀와가지고 여행 가방을 침대 위에다 탁 올려놓고 이제 침대 거기서 이제 짐 풀고 너무 즐거웠어 이러는데 그러면 안 되겠네요.
No.
네, 바퀴가 굉장히
Yeah.
더럽습니다.
Well, on Midu, they also wear their shoes on the bed too as well. So.
Yeah, good point. Okay, let's have a look at suitcase.
Yes, so I'm glad we're bringing this up because a suitcase is what Koreans normally would think of as kerio, right? Because kerio
right.
is kerio is different in English. It's just anything that carries something. So you can have a pet carrier, a baby carrier, an aircraft carrier, which is the big ship.
Yep.
Or just a container ship would be a carrier if you're into logistics. But normally what we think of kerio is a suitcase.
Yes.
Anything that's rectangular and has a handle usually. With it could have wheels or not. But a suitcase, luggage, these are all... Luggage is a broader term for a suitcase. But kerio is Konglish. Just wanna point that out.
맞아요. 네, 네. 그래서 여행용 가방을 우리가 캐리어라고 부르는 거는 좀 콩글리시인데 캐리어라는 사용법을 지금 많이 알려주셨어요. 대표적인 게 우리 이제 아기들 안고 다닐 때 쓰는 그 베이비 캐리어. 캐리어라는 게 뭔가 태운다, 태우는 것 이런 뜻이 있으니까. 그 다음에는 이제 LCC, 저가 항공, low cost carrier 이렇게 항공기에다가도 쓸 수 있습니다. 캐리어를. 그래서 이 짐가방을 캐리어라고 영어로는 잘 안 하는데 뭐 참고하시면 되겠고, suitcase라고 하시면 돼요.
Yeah, and they're also uncountable. Same with luggage. You never say luggages or
suitcases.
well, you can say 4 suitcases,
Okay,
but
okay.
I guess luggages is
Luggage,
often it's a common one that's misused.
The suitcase can also be a briefcase, right?
Briefcase is a little different for office workers. Like they call it 007 가방 in Korea, right?
Right. But do they call that a suitcase as well in
I would
English?
call that a briefcase.
briefcase.
Actually, yeah.
아, 그래요. 그러면 이제 그 서류 가방 같은 것들은 briefcase라고 많이 부르고.
But all of that could be luggage, if you, especially if you check the baggage on, right?
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
자, 짐, luggage. 공항에 가면은 늘 그 수화물 코너에 써 있죠, luggage. 자, 그 다음에는요. 그 말하니까 지금 갑자기 생각이 났는데, 어떤 역이었는지 기억이 안 나지만, 최근에 제가 이제 기차역에서 보니까, 짐 캐리, 이렇게 써 있는 거예요. 그래서, 짐 캐리가 왔나?
Oh, yes, I've seen that before.
아니면 뭐 짐 캐리 수브니어를 파는 곳인가 했더니, 그게 이제 짐을 맡기는 곳이더라고요.
Luggage storage, yes. Yeah.
너무 기발한 네임이다.
It's a creative name.
네, 맞아요.
That only
It's
works in
very
Korean,
creative.
though.
맞아요.
Yeah.
근데 어쨌든 it was very sort of it attracted.
Yeah.
It got my attention, basically.
But only if you're a Korean and English speaker, because it's a
그렇죠.
combination, right?
네,
Jim
네.
Carrey.
굉장히 눈에 띄었어요. 자, anyway, going back. Exposed to.
Yeah, if you're exposed to something, that means you are vulnerable or you come into contact with something that's usually not favorable or something that's harmful. It can describe how you see, hear, or feel something.
그래요. 자, 무엇에 노출되다. Be exposed to something 이라고 하죠. 다시 한번 읽어보겠습니다. A new study finds that a suitcase's wheels can carry almost 58 times more bacteria than a public toilet seat, with the underside and handles also exposed to high levels of germs.